Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Psalms chapter 99, verses 2, 5 through 7, and 9. Yahweh is great in Zion, and he is high above all the people. Exalt you, Yahweh, our Elohim, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. Moshe and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name. They called upon Yahweh, and he answered them. He spake unto them in the cloudy pillar. They kept his testimonies and the ordinance that he gave them. Exalt Yahweh, our Elohim, and worship at his holy hill, for Yahweh, our Elohim, is holy.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, Sweet Yahweh.
The oracles of the UCI. 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. That all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication, and all uncleanness, or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becomes saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear, than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you upon earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you, to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Which is peace on the Yahweh's Holy Sabbath Day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, it is written, what shall we say then? That the Gentiles which followed not after righteousness have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, have not attained to the law of righteousness. Wherefore? Because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law. For they stumbled at that stumbling stone. As it is written, behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone and rock of offense, and whosoever believe on him shall not be ashamed. What we have to do within this walk is be careful what we allow to become our stumbling stone. Yahweh says clearly he has placed something there that many people stumble at. Right away, Yahshua asked, does this offend you? He was trying to get them in a place whereby this thing that you don't quite understand, do not let it be your stumbling stone. A lot of situations, we can't deal with it if we don't understand everything about it. Whereby there's other things that we don't understand a whole lot about it, but we will jump right in it, head first, feet first. As long as we know we're getting something out of the deal, we won't even understand any of the process. But when it comes down to certain things, we say, I can't move unless I understand what the exact ending is going to be. That is not a walk by faith. Yahweh does not tell you to end before you begin. And if he needs to tell you to end before you start moving, then you have no faith at all. So there are some things that we have gotten accustomed to because of the times that we're in. We get to see the entire trip, every turn, before we pull out of the driveway. Now we think everything else is supposed to be that way. So when we end up in a situation where our phones don't work, we don't know every turn before the turn, we're going to need some serious therapy. We don't really understand that we are a nation of people who need therapy. When you look at us individually, we all have childhood situations that affect us. But you have to come out of that for a second and look at us as a nation. Us as a nation of people have gone through so much, we need group therapy. This is what Yahweh is instituting when he says, I'm going to call you out into the wilderness and I'm going to speak comfortably unto her. He is performing therapy on his traumatized spouse. He ain't just opening the door, letting you out of your traumatized place and then open the door into his house. You're going to tear up his house. He got sense enough to know that. No. You're not coming out of that place where you've been traumatized at and then walk right in here. No. We got to have some conversations. We need to sit down and talk about some things before I let you walk right back in this house. And in that, he's got to deal with all of our little stumbling stones. And some of them, we're going to carry them from the daughter of Babylon and carry that same stumbling stone right out there in the wilderness, right before going into Israel. We still got the same stumbling stone. And we carried it from Babylon. We're going to be able to look at that stone and say, that stone, they don't even make them stones here. Now, you brought that one with you. Those are the things that we're going to have to deal with. Let's begin today's sermon in Isaiah chapter 1. Isaiah chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 16.
Verse 16. Wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes, cease to do evil.
Now, our problem is we don't know that our doings are evil. We've gotten accustomed to some things that we've learned here in the daughter of Babylon, and now they just seem kind of cool. They just seem like party favors. These are just things that you do. We haven't considered that our God is going to look at those things as evil. So when we read something and we say, it says, put away the evil of your doings, we don't think they have anything to do with us. See, we say, look, I mean, that's for the murderers and the whoremongers and all those people. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Then you realize that you picked up all kind of ways that you didn't know anything about. You didn't even understand where they came from, but they were set up in worship of other gods. You don't know that he's going to look at that as straight evil. Is that what we dealt with in Bible study? A lot of people went to their watch night service, and they just knew that, hey, we're going to come out of the club on New Year's. They didn't know that they were going to worship another God, though, when they got to church. That wasn't explained to them. That wasn't their intention. Their intention was to serve the God that they thought they knew. And they got there on midnight New Year's Eve, and they performed a mock ritual of the two-headed god Janus, and then they call it watch night just to mock your misunderstanding. The two-headed god Janus looks into the past and the future. He is watching in both directions. They even named the day after him, and we still didn't pick it up. So do understand, there's some evil that's going to have to be washed off of you that you don't even know about. Go ahead, Priest.
Verse 17. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow. Come now, and let us reason together, says Yahweh.
Let us reason together. What did he say? I'm going to allure her to the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. Sit down, let's talk. See, this is normally when most men, when we know we're in trouble.
Hmm.
Can we talk?
You trying to figure out now what could possibly be the reason why we're having this talk. And you trying to think of all the things that you might have possibly done. But you know by experience, don't admit to it because that might not be the one. You want to wait until she tell you, what is it? Go ahead.
Come now, and let us reason together, says Yahweh. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured with the sword, for the mouth of Yahweh hath spoken it. How is the faithful city become an harlot? It was full of judgment, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers. Your silver has become dross, your wine mixed with water. Your princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loves gifts and follows after rewards. They judge not the fatherless, neither does the cause of the widow come on to them. Therefore, says the Adonai, Yahweh of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. And I'll turn my hand upon you and purely purge away your dross and take away all your tin.
All right, he's going to purge away your dross. Those are the impurities that are upon a precious metal. Check that out, brother. That's blowing heat, bro. You trying to burn me up in there? This dross, this impurity that he has to burn off. And when you talk about burn off, let me tell you something. That's not a joyous situation. To have something burned off, we're talking about this is going to be something that is it seems a bit problematic, but it's going to have to happen to get those impurities off. What remains is going to be the pure part. But we got to stay in that oven long enough to have this bad part of us removed. See, as soon as that oven get hot, we out of there. This is the part that purifies us. These are the things, these situations and circumstances that we don't like. These are the situations that are going to make us better. We want to live in constant comfort. We want to live in all the delicacies that we can possibly afford. But that's not what gets you ready for a fight. We kind of forget that there is an adversary who has serious indignation against you. And he's very worthy. And he practicing all day, all night. But what we want to do is sit up and eat strawberries and powdered sugar. We want to keep just a little bit of that whipping cream. And still think we're going to be ready for a fight. And he got people with him. And they just as angry as he is. Go ahead, brother. You finish that?
Verse 26. And I'll restore your judges as at the first, and your counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, you shall be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
After he restored the judges and your counselors, and see, our problem is we don't want no counseling. See, we too proud to get counseling. So we wait until something is already ready to explode.
Then we said, you know what, I think I need to talk to you, please.
Was that smoke I saw coming from your house?
Yes.
I think you should have talked to me 30 days ago at least. Because my guess is I'm hearing sirens. They're on the way to your house. I think we might be a little late for the counseling. After he restores this, then you shall be called a faithful city. Yet we are giving a physical place the forever designation as the Holy Land. Ain't nothing holy happening in it. Matter of fact, more murders have happened in that land than all our projects combined. And they call us thugs. They said, we are the people who deal with all that crime. Let me tell you something. More murders done happen in the so-called Holy Land than every place that we've ever lived, all combined. But somehow it still gets the forever designation as the Holy Land. You've been tricked and deceived. Yahweh does not allow a forever designation to be placed upon any person, place, or thing. The 1 minute it steps out of holiness, it is no longer holy. I don't care what anybody told you, they lied to you. Go ahead, bro.
Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness.
Right, but the right kind of people have to be in that land to allow converts. See, when all of the joy only pertains to one group of people, then you know that those are not Yahweh's people. And we can't get to a point where we're so traumatized in the daughter of Babylon that we take the same mentality back into the land. Then we turn around and be just like them. Let's go to Micah chapter 4.
Micah chapter 4 and verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow onto it. And many nations shall come.
Many nations shall come. This is how you know we are nowhere near that land being holy. Go over there and come outside of that 2 blocks where they have designated for you tourists and see how horribly you get treated. Go ahead.
And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of Yah, and to the house of the Elohim of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth out of Zion.
Okay, here go newsflash. The law gonna come forth out of Zion. The people gonna go there and learn of his ways. Let me tell you something. They're not gonna learn of his ways coming out of the Talmud, because that's not his writing. If they're gonna learn of his ways, they're gonna learn out of this book. So whoever teaching out of any other book, they're not teaching his ways. So if he sent all the nations up right now, they would not learn his ways. They're gonna learn somebody else's ways. Right. Go ahead.
And the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
There's a whole lot that should take place at the point of the true children of Israel returning unto the land. We're talking about after 70 years, we have more murder and mayhem than we had in the earth before. The earth is almost totally encompassed with war, but we are supposed to believe that the holy people are in the land. It is worse now than it's ever been. Oh, but ain't none of us thinking about that, huh? There's war everywhere. All over this planet. Where is the peace? Did Yahweh lie? Did Yahweh lie? Well, where is the peace that is supposed to be on the earth when the true children of Israel return to the land? Because we're 70 years in counting, and we worse off every year. Starts to make sense why people don't want you to read out of this book. You need to read out of something else. Because eventually you're going to keep coming across these places, and there's so many of them, that you begin to realize, wait a minute, something is not adding up. Where is this proposed peace that is supposed to happen? If this has taken place, and it's taken place for almost a century, why are we worse? The earth should be rejoicing. Where is the peace that we're supposed to have? Go ahead.
You know, Elder, when you look at chapter 2 here, you can see the necessity for a kingdom of priests. Because you've got nations coming up.
Mm-hmm.
One man ain't going to be able to teach nations coming up.
Right. And he already had that designation that you were going to be a kingdom of priests. He gave you that right in the beginning. So he already told you that your place and your position was going to be magnified. So he already had it set for the entire world to receive this. So all the people who walking around with their tribal chart talking about these are only the people who are going to be saved, you are sadly mistaken. You have limited my Elohim. You don't understand the plan at all. That on top of your tribal chart is garbage. Go ahead.
But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree.
Every man going to go back to his place. These are the things that the nations are enacting without knowing it. Forcing everybody to go. I'm going to deport you. Let me tell you something. That means the path is already started. Every man under his vine, every man under his fig tree. That means they all going back to their country. Y'all don't understand. The process is starting. So the same people that think that they doing their own thing, they are fulfilling his will, not even knowing what his will is. They're sending them people back to their place. Understand? We laugh. Because see, the quandary is, where we send these knuckles? And at the same time, they want to use you as much as they possibly can. But the process has begun. Every man under his own vine and fig tree, make them go back. And the people are all pumped up. Yeah, send them back out of here, you immigrant. The whole place is full of immigrants. I hadn't seen a full-blooded Native American in a very long time. This entire place is full of immigrants. So it's quite interesting to say immigrants go home. That means the land gonna be emptied because everybody come from somewhere else. Go ahead.
And none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Yahweh of hosts has spoken it. For all people will walk everyone in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of Yahweh our Elohim forever and ever.
So go ahead and choose you what God you're gonna walk in. Hey, he is so powerful. This is how you operate with power. When you operate with power, you don't make the people serve you. See, that's a person who's new to power. See, Yahweh ain't new to power. All right, look at that. Is that the God you chose? Go ahead and worship. Go ahead and worship. That's who you walking with. That's your new spouse. Hey, look at. I hope y'all. I hope it work out for you. All right, go ahead and marry that piece of wood. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. You said I do to the stone. Go right ahead. That's what you want to do. That. But I tell you what. For those who following me, we going this way. So I ain't gonna make you serve me. Now you gonna choose. But I tell you what, you ain't gonna walk with me and not choose me. You understand? Now you ain't gonna play in my face. No. You're not gonna play in my face. You're gonna either choose this and walk with this, or you can choose that. But you're gonna have to walk with that, but you choose. Go ahead.
In that day, says Yahweh, will I assemble her that halts, and I'll gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted. And I'll make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And Yahweh will reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever.
So he gonna deal with his people. See, we kind of missed the fact Yahshua didn't go and have Passover with everybody. He said, I'm having Passover with my disciples. Man, we'll send tickets to everywhere across the globe. We'll invite the devil. Lucifer, would you like to keep the Passover with us? The hell you invite him for? He kept the Passover with his disciples. You don't walk in this word. What you showing up for? What?
And you, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto you shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now why does you cry out aloud? Is there no king in you? Is your counselor perished? For pangs have taken you as a woman in travail. Be in pain, and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shall you go forth out of the city, and you shall dwell in the field, and you shall go even to Babylon. There shall you be delivered.
You're going to be delivered in Babylon. Interesting. Because everything we've ever looked up dealing with Babylon, we know we end up with Europe and then her daughter, America. Not at one time have we ever. You're not going to find not one television. Go even to the Gentile and ask them, is Germany considered Babylon? See how many of them you get to agree with that. Not one is going to agree with you. So, and you have to be careful how you ask the question. Just ask the question. If I read this and I say Babylon, would you think Germany? Every last one of them is going to say no. Then your next question. Well, tell me, how can the children of Israel come out of that place if the book says that they're going to be coming from somewhere else? Watch how silent that individual will get on that second question. We're talking about people with degrees in divinity now. I ain't telling you just walk up to know any old Joe Schmo. I'm telling you, you know more than you know. Now, I want you to go to the most educated. Now, don't start low. I want you to start high. It's going to take too long you start low because you don't know where you at. Now, I want you to start high. Go ahead.
There shall you be delivered. There Yahweh shall redeem you from the hand of your enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against you, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I'll make your horn iron, and I'll make your hoofs brass, and you shall beat in pieces many people, and I'll consecrate their gain unto Yahweh, and their substance unto the Adonai of the whole earth.
All right. Now it says, everyone walked in the name of his God. Okay, let's go to Exodus chapter 3. Exodus chapter 3, and I want you to read verses 7 through 15.
And I have said, I'll bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt onto the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites. Exodus 3, you said?
Yeah, verse 7.
I'm at 17, sorry about that. Then said his sister, 3 and 7.
3 and verse 7.
And Yahweh said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows.
I have surely seen the affliction of my people that are in Egypt. Yahweh is waiting for us to have some unison in our cry. That's what a real melody is like. See, when everybody get together and they saying their own prayer, they doing their own thing, that's like a choir and everybody want to sing their own note. Matter of fact, they say, you know what, I ain't gonna even sing until my part come up. You know what, I ain't singing no background. I ain't singing no nothing. I'm just gonna sing when my part comes. Well, there's something wrong with that. It don't sound like harmony. What causes him to all of a sudden say, I have heard my people? Go ahead.
And I came down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land onto a good land and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me. I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them.
Mm-hmm.
Come now, therefore, and I'll send you on to Pharaoh, that you may bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moshe said unto Elohim, Who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt?
See, Moshe was chosen from a toddler. He was chosen from the womb that this is the job that he is going to do. Yahweh had him trained without him even knowing that he was being trained. He knows all the gods of Egypt. So when the children of Israel get to mingling and mixing the worship practice of Egypt and putting it with the worship practices of Yahweh, he already know what they're doing. See, there's certain parts of our journey that we think was a mistake, and that was his purpose. No, I need you to go and learn evil first. And we look back and we say, man, I wasted all my life back there following the devil. Wait a minute. No. That was him training you because you're going to be the devil lookout. See, everybody else ain't going to be able to spot the devil like you. See, when you done hung with the devil, you can spot him out. There you go, right there. Right there. How you know? Because we used to hang out together. Who else can spot him out? Okay. So you thinking, all this part of my life, I can just throw away. No, that was your training. Moshe can't throw away all of Egypt. He can't throw away all of the wilderness. All that was training. Go ahead.
And he said, Certainly I'll be with you, and this shall be a token unto you that I have sent you. When you have brought forth the people out of Egypt, you shall serve Elohim upon this mountain. And Moshe said unto Elohim, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The El of your fathers has sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them?
Now, how is it that this is one of the very first questions that he asked? Yet, we have been told for generations that his name is just God. So why didn't he just say, well, I'm going to tell him, God, talk to me. And they said, well, wait a minute now. If you talk to him, then what is his name? What is this God? How is that the very first question that he is preparing himself for? Yet we have been told for generations that his name is Mighty Counselor, Wonderful, Leader. He has all these titles, but he ain't got no name. How is this the first question he asked? What I'm going to tell him your name is. Who has a long conversation with somebody and don't check who they talking to? Go ahead.
And Elohim said unto Moshe, Yahweh. And he said, Thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, Yah has sent me unto you.
Yah have sent me unto you. We have to first, it says everyone walk in the name of your God. We got some people that's going to be trying to walk in Yahweh, Yahuwah, all of these things instead of walking in Yah. See, the first thing is we have to learn to walk the right. It says everyone is going to walk in the name of his God. Do you understand? Yah is his name. Anything that comes after that is a statement of his power, but not his name. So the first thing is we got to get that part right. Go ahead, bro.
Going back to what you're saying there, Elder, even in Micah, it says everyone should walk in the name of his God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you know his name? That's what Moshe is establishing right now. What's your name?
Right.
I
got to go tell these people something. I can't tell these people I done been in a conversation with somebody. See, that's what we do today. I was talking to Slick Buddy now. See, that way we don't know nobody's name, so we like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You talking about little buddy. Who? Little buddy. Who is little buddy? You know what I'm talking about, Slick Bobby. Right. Go ahead.
I think Trevor Noah has a skit where he does where the white man reach India and say, I'm conquering this in the name of God. And the other Indian man say, well, what's the name of the God? He said, God.
Right. Right. See that means the Indian asked an intelligent question and they couldn't go to that level. Well, what's the name of the God? God. Your God named God. So do you have a dog named Dog and a cat named Cat? That is absolutely ignorant. And we think we're so intelligent, saying that we have a God named God. Do you have a teacher named Teacher? What about a plumber named Plumber? You have a doctor named Doctor? So what happens when you have two doctors? Now you got confusion between the doctors. So is one doctor and the other one doctor? Right. Okay. Let's go to Psalm chapter 68.
You didn't want to finish that out?
Go ahead, brother.
Verse
Go
15.
ahead.
And Elohim said, moreover unto Moshe, thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, Yahweh Elohim of your fathers, the El of Abraham and the El of Isaac, and the El of Jacob has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations.
This is my name forever. Yet, people were trying to tell us that we was in the cult the whole time we've been using it. Now, all of a sudden, his name done made it to Sunday morning. We got to be here 400 years before the most educated people admit that this is his name. Now, come on now. We're not going to be educated and be dumb at the same time. You're going to pick one of these. Because you can't be both of them. You can't brag about all your degrees and tell me that you ain't know his name. See, that's where we have a problem at. This lets you know that they always knew the name. They just decided that they wasn't going to use it. Psalm chapter 68, and let's start at verse 1.
Let Elohim arise. Let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melts before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of Elohim. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before Elohim. Yea, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto Elohim. Sing praises to his name. Extol him that rides upon the heavens by his name Yah.
By his name Yah. Didn't say Yahweh. Didn't say Yaku. He didn't say Yahuwah. Sound like we practicing karate in there. Didn't say none of that. Now, if you sing to his name, the first thing about your notes got to be right. So when you sing, is everybody going to be calling a different name when they sing? All right, something wrong with those notes. Some people singing to Yah. Some people going to sing to Yahweh. Some people going to sing to Yahuwah. Wait a minute. These notes ain't right. We just supposed to act like we don't hear that these notes ain't right? Like, man, they saying different words. One person singing to this, and the other person singing to that. Is Yahweh supposed to accept that? He want to know, hey, who the choir director is? Y'all ain't figured out what name y'all gonna sing in? Go ahead.
And rejoice before him.
Right. You're going to rejoice before him, but you're going to get this name straight. Let everyone walk in the name of his God. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 30. See, sometimes when the counseling begins, we got to start at the simplest level. We're not finna go to no advanced concepts. We're finna teach you how to spiritually count. Let's learn your spiritual ABCs. Don't come in here trying to show how smart you know. Well, I have a degree. Congratulations. Now we're gonna start at 1. There you go. If you got a degree, you should be able to say 1. Proverbs chapter 30, and we're gonna read verses 1 through 9.
The words of Agor the son of Yaki, even the prophecy. The man spake unto Ithael, even unto Ithael and Ukal. Surely I am more brutish than any man, and have not the understanding of a man. I neither learned wisdom, nor have the knowledge of the holy. Who has ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth?
Who has established all the ends of the earth? Go ahead.
What is his name? And what is his son's name, if you can tell?
Wait a minute. What is his name? What is his son's name? Wait a minute. The New Testament ain't been written yet. And it's already asking you, what is his son's name? So they ain't asking you about the name of Yahshua then. Because Yahshua ain't got him. So who he talking about? Wait a minute. If Yah is the father, who did he say was his firstborn? Israel. What is his name? Yah. And what is his son's name? Israel. That's who you named after. Why do you think he is called a prince of Elohim? Israel means prince. So if you are a prince, you are the son of the king. We need to start at one. Because you're going to have all these camps and everybody talking about, then you got them Yahweh lies. Oh, we going to do Yahweh lie. Yeah, you are Yahweh lie. I don't know where the hell you even get that from. See, this counseling, we're going to have to start back at one. Because our songs ain't even going to sound right. Go ahead.
I mean, even when he was talking to Moshe, sending him on the journey, a lot of that education was being happening right there. Because when he said, go to Pharaoh, tell him Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
Right. Pharaoh claimed to be a god. So Yahweh was talking to him on a God level. You say you're a God, well then I understand God talk then. Israel is my son, my firstborn. He's speaking of the whole nation as his son? I thought you said you was a God. You proclaim to be a man, God. You don't understand the words that coming out my mouth. See, you can't proclaim to be something and then when somebody speak it, you don't understand. You say you this and you say you that. I then will understand the words that coming out my mouth. You said you was a God. Let's speak that God talk then. Let my son go. Why you don't know what I'm talking about? You have to understand, Pharaoh presented himself as God in the flesh. Go ahead.
Every word of Elohim is pure. He's a shield unto them that puts their trust in him. Add you not unto his words, lest he reprove you, and you be found a liar.
Right. So if we write our own book and we said, read out of my book that has my opinions about the scripture, you done added to his words and you have been found a liar. But we're still trying to figure out where is this synagogue of Satan or church of Satan that he's talking about. Watch what the people do. Watch where they get their instruction from. Watch where they get their direction from. Do they have any kind of hidden witchcraft that they do behind the scenes? Go ahead.
2 things have I required of you. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
See, that's not what we asked for. We want to hit the lotto. All right? We want to win that $1 billion. All right? We don't want, and when we want to win, we want to hit big. All right? We don't want to win no measly $2 million. $2 million to change our whole life. We don't want to win $2 million. We want $222 million. We want to hit the biggest jackpot ever known to man. We want to win everything. Wait a minute. He said, look here. Don't give me that. Because if I go beyond what my threshold is, it's going to ruin my relationship with you. Keep me where I need to be so that I will keep serving you. That ain't what we ask for, man. That ain't even in our prayer when we ask. We don't even pray and say, give me this, But please also give me the mindset that I will never leave you if you give it to me. That ain't even our prayer. We don't even include that in the prayer. Just give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. This is what I want. Give me this. We ain't talking about what we gonna do. What we'll do for you. No. Just give me, give me, give me, give me. How long before you stop taking somebody's calls when every time they call you, it start out, you say, hello, give me this. Hello, give me that. Hello, give me this and that. Hello? Sooner or later, you know what? Let that ring. No one else. Well, just let it ring, Moshe. Let it ring. Because I already know they asking for something. It's all they do every time they call. They ever call to see how I'm doing. Right. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 9. Least I be full and deny you.
Least I be full and deny you. See, now our fullness is our stumbling stone. But we always want to be full. We eat until we full. We don't eat to satisfy our hunger. We eat until the button pop. Pow! Oh, okay, I can stop now. When that button pop, we say, "Are we done? I can't contain this no more." Right. But once you get to that part, you got everything you want. Now, do you then deny him? He said automatically, look, don't do that to me. Don't give me so much that I deny you. Keep me within my window, and I don't really know what my window is. Go ahead.
But this is also a man who has an understanding of the things that Yahweh has said about Israel and how Israel operates. Because he said, when I fed you to the full, that's when you denied me. That's what the man said in his prayer. Hey, at least I reached that you already talked about.
Right.
And do this.
Right. Go ahead.
And say, who is Yahweh? Or at least I be poor and steal, and take the name of my Elohim in vain.
Wait a minute. Don't get me so bad that I now have to break your law to survive. But don't take me so high that I don't even regard you. That when I want something, I don't pray to you, I pray to me, and then I go get it. Hey, wait a minute. That's a rap song. Drake said, I'm the kind that pray to myself for something, and then I go get it. Okay. Vanity of vanity. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 18. See, if Yahweh is going to deal with us and say, look, I have chosen you above all people. To be able to stand in something like that, you're going to have to learn some boundaries. Because if you don't, you're going to get either too puffed up on one side, or you're going to be too negative on the other side. You're going to have to learn some boundaries. This whole part of, I have chosen you above all people on the earth. That's more of a heavy weight than most of us even think about. And if we go straight from Babylon, and when a servant bears rule, the people mourn because they rule harshly. We have to get accustomed to operating with power. You can tell that some people are not used to power as soon as they get it, how reckless they become. They get nasty to everybody. Why are you acting like that? Those people haven't done anything to you. No, but I have power now. Now they operate with their power, and it's a vendetta against everybody in their life that they had an issue with. Now they can't find those people, so you will do as a substitute. Because you're standing there. That's a problem. And if we operate like that, then Yahweh won't be able to trust us with the power. 2 Kings chapter 18. Let's start at verse 13.
Now in the 14th year of King Hezekiah did Sennacherib, king of Assyria, come up against all the fenced cities of Yehudah and took them. And Hezekiah, king of Yehudah, sent to the king of Assyria to Lachish, saying, I have offended. Return from me. That which you putteth on me will I bear. And the king of Assyria appointed unto Hezekiah, king of Yehudah, 300 talents of silver and 30 talents of gold.
Right. When you come under somebody else's power, this is why you have to pay tribute or tax. Go ahead.
And Hezekiah gave him all the silver that was found in the house of Yah, and in the treasures of the king's house. And that at that time did Hezekiah cut off the gold from the doors of the temple of Yahweh, and from the pillars which Hezekiah, king of Yehudah, had overlaid, and gave it to the king of Assyria.
Right. When we start mixing our wine with water, when we start mixing our doctrine with the doctrine of other nations, now this is the stuff that ends up happening. He's now breaking down bits and pieces of your positivity and now giving it unto the heathen. He said, what? That's what you did? You took my word and mingled it with the water of their doctrine. So take the gold off that dough and give it unto them. Go ahead.
And the king of Assyria sent Tartan and Rabsaris and Rabshakeh from Lachish to King Hezekiah with a great host against Jerusalem. And they went up and came to Jerusalem. And when they were come up, they came and stood by the conduit of the upper pool, which is in the highway of the fuller's field. And when they had called to the king, there came out to them Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, which was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joah the son of Asaph the recorder. And Rabshakeh said unto them, Speak you now to Hezekiah. Thus says the great king, the king of Assyria, What confidence is this wherein you trusted? You saith, But they are but vain words. I have counsel and strength for the war. Now on whom does you trust, that you rebelleth against me? Now behold, you trusteth upon the staff of this bruised reed, even upon Egypt, on which if a man lean, it will go into his hand, and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt unto all that trust on him. But if you say unto me, We trust in Yahweh our Elohim, is not that he, whose high places and whose altars Hezekiah has taken away, and has said to Yehudah and Jerusalem, You shall worship before the altar in Jerusalem? Now therefore, I pray you, give pledges to my master the king of Assyria, and I'll deliver you 2,000 horses, if you be able on your part to set riders upon them. How then will you turn away the face of one captain of the least of my master's servants, and put your trust on Egypt for chariots and for horsemen? Am I now come up without Yahweh against the place to destroy it? Yahweh said to me, Go up against this land and destroy it.
Check that out. So when you get to the point where the children of Israel have done so much against Yahweh's word, now you have people coming and said, Your God told me to come and destroy you. Go ahead.
Then said Eliakim the son of Hilkiah and Shebna and Joah unto Rabshakeh, Speak, I pray you, to your servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it, and talk not with us in the Yehudim's language in the ears of the people that are on the wall. But Rabshakeh said unto them, Has my master sent me to your master and to you to speak these words? Has he not sent me to the men which sit on the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you?
I want to say he talking that talk. Go ahead.
Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Yehudim's language, and spake, saying, Hear the word of the great king, the king of Assyria.
He said, No, I'm not going to speak this in the language that just you understand. I'm going to speak this in the language that all of them understand, because I want them to hear it. Go ahead.
Thus says the king, Let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you out of his hand. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in Yahweh, saying, Yahweh will surely deliver us, and this city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus says the king of Assyria, Make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me, and then eat you every man of his own vine, and every one of his fig tree. and drink you every one the waters of his own cistern.
So you didn't see how the captivity went in layers. You can be subjugated in your own land, or you can keep doing what you're doing and make it worse, and then you're going to be subjugated but in somebody else's land. Where you want to serve at? Of course, we see that we kept going. Go ahead.
Until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of oil, olive, and of honey, that you may live and not die. And hearken not unto Hezekiah when he persuades you, saying, Yahweh will deliver us. Has any of the gods of the nations delivered out at all his hand? Has any of the gods of the nations delivered at all his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Wherefore are the gods of Hamath and of Arpad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim, Hena, and Ivah? Have they delivered Samaria out of mine hand?
Now, where are those gods? The question is, do we then allow this to frighten us? Because understand something. When Israel does get out of pocket, Yahweh gives the other people the go-ahead and to execute that judgment. But when the people then rally together and say, we are going to serve Yahweh, our Elohim, Yahweh starts reversing that punishment. See, we think that if we whine loud enough, the punishment stops. That's not what stops it. See, we still thinking about when our mama used to whoop us. See, if you can traumatize your mama, then maybe she'll stop. You know what I'm saying? So every now and then, you playing, and when you gonna hit that real note, you got to act like she killed you. You know what I'm saying? And if you act like she killed you, you know what I'm saying? She might stop. And let's just go ahead and tell the truth, shame the devil. All of us, I don't know if y'all did, but I know me and my brother did. We would try to act like she hit us in the private. So then you be like, oh, you hit my thing. We go down, she like, I didn't hit you there. Bow! Keep on going. But we had to try it. Because it worked once. And she figured out, you know what, they got me. They got me. So we think if we scream loud enough, it's going to stop. That's not what's going to stop it. That's not what's going to stop it. You're not going to fool Yahweh with your screaming out loud. You're going to change your ways. That's going to stop it. Go ahead, brother. Finish that up.
Last verse 35. Who are they among all the gods of the countries that have delivered their country out of my hand? That Yahweh should deliver Jerusalem out of mine hand.
All right. Let's go to Romans chapter 14.
Romans 14 and verse 1. Him that is weak in the faith receive you, but not to doubtful disputations.
Be careful how you hear what you hear. I may help you in your situations, but I tell you what, you can keep that lying doctrine you got. Go ahead.
For one believes that he may eat all things. Another who is weak eats herbs. Let not him that eats despise him that eats not. And let not him which eats not judge him that eats, for Elohim has received him. Who are you that judgest another man's servant? To his own master he stands or falls. Yea, he shall be holden up, for Elohim is able to make him stand. One man esteems one day above another, another esteems every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. He that regardeth the day, regardeth it unto the Adonai. And he that regards not the day, to the Adonai he does not regard it. He that eats, eats to the Adonai, for he gives Elohim thanks. And he that eats not to the Adonai, he eats not, and gives Elohim thanks. For none of us lives to himself, and no man dies to himself. For whether we live unto the Adonai, and whether we die unto the Adonai. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Adonais. For to this end Yahshua both died, and rose, and revived, that he might be Adonai both of the dead and living. But why does you judge your brother? Or why does you set at naught your brother? For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of the Mashiach. For it is written, as I live, says the Adonai, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to Elohim. So then every one of us shall give account of himself to Elohim.
So then nobody going zip-tang into heaven. Now this is New Testament, by the way. Everybody shall stand before the judgment seat of the Mashiach. Wait a minute. If everybody's standing before the judgment seat, why do we hear at every funeral they already in heaven looking down? How's that possible if judgment ain't happened yet? And it's the New Testament. I didn't go and get something out of the Old Testament. The doctrine that Sunday morning read does not agree with Sunday morning. That's why you can't get but one or two verses. Because eventually, you're going to come across something where it says every knee is going to have to stand in judgment. They said a person already in heaven. The last thing you hear about is judgment. And you cannot have judgment without law. How can you judge anything without law? So that means you got to skip over these pieces. See, when you get to that part, just throw down the book and go ahead and dance. Go ahead.
Let us not therefore judge one another anymore, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way.
When you tell somebody that the commandments are not valid, you just put a stumbling block in their way. See, we don't know what a stumbling block is. And we don't know what real judgment is. Real judgment includes punishment. Because somebody said, wait a minute, I don't think you should be taking that right there. That's your neighbor's stuff, ain't it? Are you judging me? Go ahead.
I know and am persuaded by the Adonai Yahshua that there is nothing unclean of itself. But to him that esteems anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. But if your brother be grieved with your meat, now walketh you not lovely in love, destroy not him with your meat, for whom Yahshua died.
Right. So now it's not going to be all about what we think, feel, and believe. We're going to have to then operate in some kind of compassion for the individuals that we are around. But see, when we've been taught to deal with us, this compassion part goes out the window. And Babylon has taught us throw all compassion out the window. See, it sounds patriotic to say, God bless America and no place else. That is not compassion. Nobody else get blessed, just your place? Go ahead.
Let not then your good be evil spoken of. For the kingdom of Elohim is not meat and drink, but righteousness and peace and joy in the Holy Spirit. For he that in these things serves Yahshua is acceptable to Elohim and approved of men. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace, and things wherewith one may edify another. For meat destroy not the work of Elohim. All things indeed are pure, but it is evil for that man who eats with offense. It is good neither to eat flesh, nor to drink wine, nor anything whereby your brother stumbles, or is offended, or is made weak.
Right. So this means that we will sacrifice ourselves for a time. It is good neither to eat flesh, nor to drink wine, nor anything whereby your brother stumbles and is offended or is made weak. So if that offends my brother or my sister, I am going to avoid it. Not forever, but while my brother or my sister stands there, so that I don't offend them. That's walking in true power. Anybody who has to exercise their power every moment of the day is the weakest individual in the room. Go ahead.
Elder, let's not just keep that offense to the physical eating and drinking. Let's also consider conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the stumbling block.
Oh, it most definitely can. I've watched where my elder was having a conversation. A brother walked in the room, and my elder stopped. And I was like, why did he do that? It might have been an hour and a half. We just sitting there, we just talking. That guy walked back out of the room. My elder started back that conversation. It's like he rewound to an hour and a half ago and started back talking as if the last hour and a half didn't happen. And I looked at him and said, this old man is psychotic. The old man was genius. He knew that was going to cause that brother to fall, what we were talking about. He couldn't handle that conversation. Wasn't that he didn't like that brother? No, he loved that brother. And he knew, look, Sock, you just as crazy as I am. We can talk about things that don't destroy us. We talk about that in front of him, he is going to be destroyed. That was love for that brother. But what we do is hide our weaknesses so no one know what they are. He was protecting that brother because he knew what his weakness was. But see, we go around and we put cloaks on all our weaknesses so he wouldn't know to do that with some of us because we hide every weak point we have. So we got to pretend to be strong at all times. That's why he couldn't have compassion, because you didn't ultimately allow your weakness to show. And when you operate like that, nobody can show compassion to you. Go ahead.
Have you faith? Have it to yourself before Elohim. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in the thing which he allows. And he that doubteth is damned if he eats, because he eats not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin.
All right, brother. Let's go to Luke chapter 12. Now understand, you got the children of Israel coming out of all of this great tribulation to then recognizing that Yahweh has chosen you above other people. What do you do when you realize that you have that kind of favor? You are the one that have the power. The one who has the power in that situation has to be the one showing compassion, not the one who does not have the power. Luke chapter 12, and let's start at verse 13.
And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother, that he divide the inheritance with me. And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? And he said unto them, Take heed, and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesses.
So you can get to a point where your possessions become your stumbling stone. Go ahead.
And he spake a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room whereof to bestow my fruits.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, This will I do. I'll pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods.
So his focus is on working and getting paid. He has not used any of his time to enjoy any of those fruits with his family. Sometimes we get so busy into making money, what gives us the joy, we'll just open up the banking app. Oh, look at those numbers. We so satisfied it done put us to sleep. We ain't got no more energy for the family. We don't need that because I saw the bank account. I saw the numbers in there. And we got just enough energy to get back up and go to work and do it all over again. So now what we've fallen in love with is just us and the mobile app. Right. Go ahead.
And I'll say to my soul, Soul, you have much goods laid up for many years.
Oh, you got much. You done stacked, and you done stacked, and you done restacked. You're such a good stacker. Go ahead.
Take ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But Elohim said unto him, You fool, this night your soul shall be required of
The
you.
day that you stop, you done spent all this time stacking. Now you finally say, oh my goodness, I am satisfied. He said, yeah, you're dying tonight. Congratulations. And you done spent all your precious time. Money, 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 money. Oh, I got to work. I got to get this money. I got to get that paper. Okay. Go ahead.
Then whose shall those things be?
Who gonna get that stuff? You done spent your whole life getting this money. Now you done worked yourself to the bone, and now it's time to go away from here. Who gonna get all that money you spent all your life working for? And half the time you get the chilling and it be gone in a month and a half. You done spent 30 years stacking paper. And in a month, they somewhere, they done got that little money going. There, here go all your savings. You done worked 30 years, and your kid's about to blow it in 30 minutes. Right. Congratulations. Congratulations. Go ahead.
Which you have provided. So is he that lays up treasure for himself and is not rich toward Elohim.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto his disciples,
You checking the wrong account. See, you check Zale. You check the wrong account. Go ahead.
That was it.
That was it?
21.
All right, let's go to our 2 Samuel chapter 19. Now remember now how the adversary came at Yahshua. All these things are mine, and I'll give unto whom I will. Hey, all you got to do is bow down and worship me, and I'll give you all this stuff. All right. So what was he trying to give Yahshua? A stumbling stone. He was trying to give him a stone. You got to think about it. He tried to give a stumbling stone to the stumbling stone and rock of offense. And see, that's how slick the devil is. He'll try to give you. And you won't even realize that you done made a deal with the devil for your own self. Wait a minute. Did you already have you? Wait a minute. You mean you made a deal with the devil and all he gave you was you, which is what you had before you talked to the devil? Boy, you got duped. Boy, he done tricked you. You mean to tell me you made that deal? And he gave you? Read, man. 2 Samuel chapter 19, start at verse 1.
And it was told Joab,
You need a better agent. Go ahead.
Behold, the king weeps and mourns for Absalom. And the victory that day was turned into mourning unto all the people.
Now, all of these people have warred. They have done all of these things. But here it is. The king is not paying attention to his position in leadership. He's paying attention to his personal pain. All of these people have lost sons. All of these people have lost people that they care about. But right now, the king is only considering his son. This is all he's mourning about, his loss. The nation has lost. He is not weeping for the nation. He's weeping for himself. Now the love for his own son is about to become the stumbling stone that is going to cause him to lose his whole nation if he don't get his feelings together. Go ahead.
For the people heard say that day how the king was grieved for his son. And the people gat them by stealth that day unto the city, as people being ashamed steal away when they flee in battle. But the king covered his face, and the king cried with a loud voice, O my son Absalom, O Absalom, my son, my son. And Joab came into the house to the king and said, You have shamed this day the faces of all your servants, which this day have saved your life, and the lives of your sons and of your daughters, and the lives of your wives, and the lives of your concubines, in that you love your enemies and hate your friends.
Yeah, never mind all the things that you have. You are crying about this one thing that you have lost. And you about to cause great destruction in this land because of it. Because you focusing on that one thing you lost. And you know we all do it. We don't look back and say, praise Yahweh, I have this. Praise Yahweh, I have that. No, we're like, no, I lost that over there. Go ahead.
For you have declared this day that you regardeth neither princes nor servants. For this day I perceive.
Now, all his actions are saying that. We're not considering what our actions are saying. We'll say, I didn't say that with my mouth. You didn't have to say it with your mouth. Your actions said it. All he said was, oh, Absalom, my son. Oh, my son, Absalom. No, but this is what you're saying, though. And now you're finna cause not just a stumbling stone for you. The whole nation is about to stumble because you and your feelings. Go ahead.
I perceive that if Absalom had lived and all we had died this day, then it had pleased you well.
I perceive that. Why? Because of your actions. Your actions say that every last one of us could have died as long as you had what you wanted. Go ahead.
Now therefore, arise, go forth, and speak comfortably unto your servants.
Come out of your feelings and go and talk to these people. Stop thinking about everything that you done lost. You sit in a high seat. You can't get stuck in your feelings when you sit in a high seat. If they are too thin up here, go back down. Go ahead.
For I swear by Yahweh, if you go not forth, there will not tarry one with you this night. And that will be worse unto you than all the evil that befell you from your youth until now.
Right. If you don't clean this up now, you're going to do more in this evil deed than everything that you've ever done. Because this stumbling stone won't just be yours. It's going to be there for the whole nation, for everybody under you. Go ahead.
Then the king arose and sat in the gate. And they told unto all the people, saying, Behold, the king does sit in the gate.
What? I need you to pause. The king was rebuked and accepted it. What we do when we rebuke? Who are you talking to? I don't remember the king saying it. King got checked. The king went right to what he was instructed. And understand, I don't know if you ever read about Joab. He ain't the nicest individual. He's not nobody who's like a pillar of righteousness. Okay? He is not exactly the kind of person that one would think one would listen to about one righteousness. But you also didn't hear that.
Well, you ain't say all that when you killed what's your name now.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't hear the king say that. Oh, the king didn't try to go tit for tat. The king accepted that he was wrong. And he went about to fix it. Now you start to understand why Yahweh said, I found me a man after my own heart. Not because he don't make no mistakes. No, but because when it's brought to him, he clear that up. That is a man after Yahweh's own heart. Not a man that don't make no mistakes. Go ahead, priest.
Behold, the king does sit in the gate. And all the people came before the king, for Israel had fled every man to his tent. And all the people were at strife throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, The king saved us out of the hand of our enemies, and he delivered us out of the hand of the Philistines. And now he is fled out of the land for Absalom. And Absalom, whom we anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now therefore, why speak you not a word of bringing the king back? And King David sent to Zadok and to Abiathar the priest, saying, Speak unto the elders of Yehudah, saying, Why are you the last to bring the king back to his house, seeing the speech of all Israel is come to the king, even to his house? You are my brethren, you are my bones and my flesh. Wherefore then are you the last to bring back the king? And say you to Amasa, Are you not of my bone and of my flesh? Elohim do so to me, and more also, if you be not captain of the host before me continually in the room of Joab. And he bowed the heart of all the men of Yehuda, even as the heart of one man, so that they sent this word unto the king, return you and all your servants. So the king returned and came to Jordan, and Yehuda came to Gilgal to go to meet the king, to conduct the king over Jordan. And Shemaiah, the son of Gera, a Benjamite, which was of Baharim, hasted and came down with the men of Yehuda to meet King David. And there were 1,000 men of Benjamin with him, and Ziba, the servant of the house of Saul, and his 15 sons and his 20 servants with him. And they went over Jordan before the king. And there went over a ferry boat to carry over the king's household, and to do what he thought good. And Shemaiah the son of Gera fell down before the king as he was come over Jordan, and said unto the king, Let not my master impute lawlessness unto me, neither do you remember that which your servant did perversely the day that my master the king went out of Jerusalem, that the king should take it to his heart.
Now, he is a man of power, and this is a man who was cursing him. He has the power to kill this man and avenge himself. But does his message get lost if he does? Does the direction that he's trying to lead the nation and fix his error, does it get now more messed up if he tries to vindicate himself? Go ahead.
For your servant does know that I have sinned. Therefore, behold, I am come the first this day of all the house of Joseph to go down to meet my master the king. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, answered and said, Shall not Shemaiah be put to death for this? Because he cursed Yahweh's anointed.
So David got me and said, look here, I'm not trying to hear his speech. Let's see if his mouth will move when we take the head off the neck. No, he was doing a lot of talking on our way out of here. Go ahead.
And David said, What have I to do with you, you sons of Zeruiah, that you should this day be adversaries unto me? Shall there any man be put to death this day in Israel?
Not this day. Not this day. A stumbling block will be put before the nation if we execute our feelings on this day. We have to learn when to take them feelings and put them in your bag. You can pull them out later. See, we think that means destroy the feelings. No. Just don't deal with them at that moment. Go ahead.
For do not I know that I am this day king over Israel?
Don't I know I'm king? Do I need to execute my power? Do I need to exercise it? Do I need to show everybody that I'm king all the time? Then I ain't king. I don't need to show that I have power 24 hours a day. Because if I do, I'm going to limit the amount of power that he's going to be able to give me. I'm limiting myself. If that's what I got to do. If that's how I'm going to operate in power, I'm limiting it. He's going to say, look, I can't give you but 2 measures of power. Why? He got 10. He don't walk around exercising his all day. I give you 10, it might be half the room going to be dead. Go ahead.
Therefore the king said unto Shimei, You shall not die. And then the king sware unto him.
All right, let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 1. It was important that he did not exercise his power. See, it's one thing when we read about certain little stumbling stones, we think of them one way. We don't think that it is something that we really can't be condemned for. Because everybody knows what this man had done to David. If David had dealt with him, they couldn't say anything against David. He was the king. He cursed the leader of their people. It still don't make it right if he did it. And it surely wasn't right for that time. 1 Samuel chapter 1. Let's start at verse 1.
Now there was a certain man of Ramathaim Zophim, of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, an Ephratite. And he had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto Yahweh of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priest of Yahweh, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah, but Yahweh had shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because Yahweh had shut up her womb. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of Yahweh, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat.
All right, now, this provoking could be a stumbling stone for this other sister. We don't ever really know how big something is that somebody might turn around and not even walk right or not be able to do the things that their Elohim has called them to do because of that little stone or rock of offense that has been placed in front of them. And sometimes we just talking. We don't realize the kind of damage that might be doing. Go ahead.
Then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why weepeth you? And why eateth you not? And why is your heart grieved? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of Yah. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto Yahweh, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Yahweh of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction of your handmaid, and remember me, and not forget your handmaid, but will give unto your handmaid a man-child, then will I give unto him, then I will give him unto Yahweh all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head.
Stop. Here's where sometimes things are fulfilling or leading someone to fulfill what Yahweh has for them. This provocation caused her to weep bitterly and then make a vow. Now here come Yahweh. This is how sometimes we put something in motion. A provocation has been had. You have to ask yourself, this has already been an ongoing situation, but she didn't make no vow. Now, because of this provoking, she's now opened her mouth to make a vow. Now the ball starts rolling. Go ahead.
You know, there's also a say you ask and you ask amiss.
Uh-huh.
She was specific in the details of what she asked for. She didn't say, just let me have a child. She said, I want a man-child.
And specific on what she was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
What she was going to offer. What she would do. She wanted so bad, she said, look, I want it, I ain't even got to keep it. And see, that's when you want something. You said, look, I want it so I can say that I had it, but then I give it right back to you. No, see, that's different. See, that's different. And what would it be if Yahweh asked for something like that? If he said, all right, I'm going to shut up your womb for a long time, but then when I do give you one, I need you to get back. That don't even sound right. So he said, no, you're going to offer it to me. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as she continued praying before Yahweh, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, how long will you be drunken? Put away your wine from you. And Hannah answered and said, no, my master, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before Yahweh. Count not your handmaid of a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace, and the Elohim of Israel grant you your petition that you have asked of him. And she said, let your handmaid find grace in your sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad.
Mm-hmm. Her countenance was no more sad when she got the child. Her countenance is now no more sad. Do we have the ability to wait on Yahweh? Now, what if she just walked around, she was sad for the next 4 years? What happens if it take Yahweh a minute to work out all the other details of your blessing? Do you just walk around and woe is me until it come to pass? Go ahead.
You know, even in preparation for this child, her body was also prepared. Remember, when Shimshon said he would be Nazarite from the womb, she said, I haven't drank any strong drink. So this vow that I'm making, I'm already preparing myself for this vow, for this vessel to come through. And they rose up in the morning early and worshiped before Yahweh, and returned and came to their house, to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and Yahweh remembered her. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, because I've asked him of Yah.
Because I have asked him. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 19. Leviticus 19, and let's read verses 9 through 18.
When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, neither shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest.
Now, we would say if I have a field, everything that's in that field is mine. Yahweh has given it unto me. Yahweh has said something utterly different. Everything in your field does not belong to you. Now, wait a minute. Now, is our own riches becoming a stumbling stone to us? Because we've already counted all of that stuff. You know, half the time before we even get our check, you know, it's already spent. We already got planned for that money. That money ain't posted. We at the store looking like them little girls when they play double dutch. We ready to jump right in that rope. As soon as that thing said it hit, wow, we in the store.
You're like, sir, why are you standing outside the door? I'm waiting for it to post, baby. I'm waiting for it to post. When it posts, I shall jump in there.
Right. Go ahead.
And you shall not glean your vineyard, neither shall you gather every grape of your vineyard.
Every grape in your field does not belong to you. Go ahead.
You shall leave them for the poor and stranger. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. You shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And you shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shall you profane the name of your Elohim. I am Yah. You shall not.
What if you hold everything in your field and the poor come, you deny them anything from your field, and they steal? Are you now held responsible for their theft? Just asking. Okay. Read.
You shall not defraud your neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning.
We got that part. But if your neighbor needs to glean from your field, have you defrauded them if you deny them? Just ask. Go ahead, Bree.
You shall not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear your Elohim. I am Yah. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. You shall not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. You shall not go up and down as a talebearer among your people, neither shall you stand against the blood of your neighbor. I am Yah. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall not in any wise rebuke your neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. You shall in any wise rebuke your neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. You shall not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Now,
I am Yah.
What's really interesting about that? You shall not bear any grudge. Now, they have a whole part of the avenger of blood and a whole city sat out to put somebody to sit there to be away from the avenger of blood, yet we were told not to avenge. Now the question is, are we avenging? Because we know death is a pretty strong thing. We out here avenging things that wasn't a sin unto death. We avenging something that was a sin unto pride. No. Ain't no protective city for those that must be protected for the avengement of sinful pride.
They hurt my feelings. They better stay over there until the death of the high priest.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's what it said. Oh, okay. All right. And we have to look at something. It says, men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he's hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. But there is a part there. You don't despise the man if he stole because he's hungry. Wait a minute. There is a certain amount of compassion that Yahweh expects from us. We can't be law, and no compassion. Because let me tell you something. Compassion is in the law too. But sometimes we don't see that part of the law. Let's go to Luke chapter 16. Luke chapter 16, and we're going to start at verse 19.
There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass...
Now he desired to have these things that the rich man threw away. It fell from the rich man's table. Man, the dogs eat the stuff that fall from the table. All right, keep reading.
And it came to pass that the beggar died, and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died, and was buried. And in the grave he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and sees Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that you in your lifetime receive your good things.
Wait a minute. Remember that you received in your lifetime good things. There was no compassion for this man at his gate begging for the food that fell off his table. Now he wants compassion from that man. Go ahead.
But Abraham said, Son, remember that in your lifetime receive you your good things. Likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and you are tormented.
Now he is comforted, and you are tormented. Go ahead.
And beside all this, between us and you there's a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. Then he said, I pray you therefore, Father, that you would send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment.
Now, I want the same individual who I wouldn't throw my crumbs. Now, send that hungry, begging crumb snatcher to my family to save my family. Sometimes we don't even know what we're asking. So now you want the dude who you wouldn't give your crumbs? You didn't open the gate to let him in. But you now want him to go and save your father's house. Wow. Go ahead.
Abraham says unto him, They have Moshe and the prophets. let them hear them.
They got a book. Let them read it. Go ahead.
And he said, No, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. And he said unto him, If they hear not Moshe and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead.
Right. They ain't going to hear that. Right. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1. See, we might not think it, but at some point you're going to want that compassion that you didn't offer. I guarantee you. Nobody thinks about that weak moment that they're going to have when they're strong. The last thing you think about when you're strong is one day you're going to get weak. And at some point, you're going to want that compassion. But you have to ask yourself, how much compassion did I put in the atmosphere for me to be able to receive compassion back from the atmosphere? It says, you shall reap what you have sown. That means what you plant is what's going to grow. What have you planted in the atmosphere? So when it grows from that very atmosphere, don't be angry. Don't be complaining about it. This is what you put out. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, and let's read verses 12 to 18.
I, the preacher, was king over Israel and Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail has Elohim given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. I communed with mine own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yes, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit.
Wait a minute. To have all of this wisdom and knowledge ended up becoming a vexation of spirit. Keep going.
You know, Elder, how much of us can admit that we gave our heart to know madness and foolishness?
We'll say it when ain't nobody around. Go ahead.
For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow.
For in much wisdom is much grief. It says ignorance is bliss. Sometimes you feel safe because you're too dumb to know the difference. Sometimes Yahweh wants you to be dumb and safe because he the one that got you. Instead of you thinking about everything that could possibly go wrong. Keep going, brother.
I said in my heart, Go to now, I'll prove you with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this is also vanity. I said to laughter, It is mad, and of mirth, what does it? I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works. I built me houses. I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kind of fruits. I made me pools of water, to water therewith the wood that brings forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men, as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great, and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them.
Whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them, because I have the ability to do it. Go ahead.
I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do. And behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that comes after the king, even that which has been already done? Then I saw that wisdom excels folly, as far as light excels darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walks in darkness. And I myself perceive also that one even happens to them all.
One event happened to all. Go ahead.
Then said I in my heart, as it happeneth to the fool, so it happens even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart, that this also is vanity. For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever, seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man as the fool? Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yes, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. And who knows whether he shall be a wise man or a fool?
Right. I've done all of this to entertain wisdom and to gather all of these things, and I may leave it all together unto a fool. Go ahead.
Yet shall he have rule over all my labor.
He shall have rule over all my labor. Everything that I've done. I spent all of this time doing this, doing that. And look at what it amounts to. Go ahead.
Wherein I have labored, and wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun. This is also vanity. Therefore I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom, and in knowledge, and in equity. Yet to a man that has not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity and great evil. For what has man of all his labor, and of the vexation of his heart, wherein he has labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief. Yes, his heart takes not rest in the night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor.
Now, verse 23, for all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief. Yea, his heart takes not rest in the night. He is constantly upon his riches, only to turn around and leave them to somebody who's going to spoil him in an instant. Go ahead.
This also I saw, that it was from the hand of Elohim. For who can eat, or who else can hasten hereunto, more than I? For Elohim gives to a man that is good in his sight wisdom, and knowledge, and joy. But to the sinner he gives travail, to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before Elohim. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit.
All right, jump to chapter 5 for me, and start at verse 8.
If you seeth the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter. For he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He that loves silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loves abundance with increase. This is also vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely, riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. As he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what profit has he that has labored for the wind? All his days also he eats in darkness, and he has much sorrow and wrath with his sickness. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of his labor, that he taketh under the sun all the days of his life, which Elohim gives him for his portion. Every man also to whom Elohim has given riches and wealth, and has given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of Elohim. For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because Elohim answers him in the joy of his heart.
He shall not much remember the days of his life, because Elohim answered him in the joy of his heart. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 11. And I want you to read verses 5 through 9 for me.
As you knoweth not what is the way of the Spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so you knoweth not the works of Elohim, who makes all. In the morning sow your seed, and in the evening withhold not your hand, for you knoweth not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man live many years, and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that comes is vanity. Rejoice, O young man, in your youth.
Rejoice, O young man, in your youth. Go ahead.
And let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth. And walk in the ways of your heart.
Walk in the ways of your heart. Go ahead.
And in the sight of your eyes. But know you.
Know you this.
That for all these things, Elohim will bring you into judgment.
Go ahead and do whatever that is you feel like you got to do. Go ahead and have all the fun. Enjoy everything. Just know you're going to answer for it. Go ahead and do whatever that is you feel like you got to do. Just understand that you are going to go into judgment for it. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let's go to Matthew chapter 20.
You know, Elder, as we go in there, and this is kind of what we were talking about in Bible study, of this generation not even understanding that all this that you all are doing, there's going to be a price for it, because what? Sunday church is not teaching these things to these children.
Right. And at some point, look, everything that you do eventually comes back. When I was young, boy, I was trying to get that money. That's what we focus on. Once we get an opportunity to get some money, so I was doing this little job, and I'm crawling around on my knees. You know, I'm running these wires, and the more jobs I do, the more money I get. So I'm counting the money. Now, boy, I get on my knees, and I be like, boy, that money gone. That hurt these knees. See, the money gone, but I tell you what, the pain is still here. I said, well, look at him. Go ahead and do that whatever that is you got to do. Just know eventually you're going to have to go into judgment for that. You're going to pay for that. I am paying for every little bit of that money that I made, but the money gone. The money spent. I don't spent that money. But the ache is still here. Okay? It shall be like that with other things. The joy that you got from it is going to be but a memory. But the judgment is going to be presently before your face. All right? Matthew chapter 20, let's read verses 8 through 16.
So when evening was come, the master of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and you have made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do you no wrong.
I do you no wrong. Why? Because I abided by the contract that we made. I didn't pay you less. I paid them more. I paid you according to our agreement. There is no evil in me. Go ahead.
Did not you agree with me for a penny? Take that as yours and go your way.
Did not I give you what I agreed to give you? But we want to renegotiate the contract when we see what somebody else gets. Go ahead.
I'll give on to this last, even as on to you. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own?
Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine on? Is it mine? Well, how you going to tell me how to spend it? Now, we have to be careful how far we take that. Yahshua is dealing with this in righteousness. Because understand, that field is also ours. But if we glean from that vineyard, that field, that is not lawful. Be careful how far you take this. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? As long as you follow the law according to that thing. All that field ain't yours. Understand that. So don't let a statement like this cause us to then go with everything and think that we can deal with it like that. He's dealing with this in righteousness because he is basically paying those who worked the small amount, paying them the same as the ones who worked the whole day. But he didn't take the money from those that worked the whole day to pay the other ones. He didn't do anything evil. What he did was good. And now he has found himself an enemy because he did too good. That is quite interesting. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. First Corinthians chapter 10, and let's start at verse 1.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moshe in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Yahshua. But with many of them Elohim was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be you idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt the Mashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur you, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer.
See, we don't think that murmuring is something that will get us destroyed. We're just exercising ourselves and our feelings. Go ahead.
Now all these things happened unto them for ensamples, and they were written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. There has no temptation taken you but so much as is common to man. But Elohim is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able.
Right. Every temptation that we fall unto, we had power to not fall. We made decisions. Sometimes we know exactly the path to go to get out of it, and we sabotage our own selves by start poisoning the way out. Go ahead.
But will with temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it.
Well, we sabotage the escape route. Go ahead.
Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. Judge you what I say. The cup of blessing which we bless, is it not the communion of the blood of Yahshua? The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Yahshua? For we being many are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of that one bread. Behold, Israel after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say I then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to Elohim. And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Adonai and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Adonai's table and of the table of devils. Do we provoke the Adonai to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not.
All right. Let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3. And let's read verses 8 through 17.
Verse 3. Finally, be you all of one mind, having compassion one of another, love as brethren. Be pitiful, be courteous.
Now, finally, be you all of one mind, having compassion one of another. That means there's going to be times where we need to take our personal desire and set it aside. Not for life, but for this moment. And we're going to have to learn how to read the room to know when those moments are. But that's what having power is all about. We can't be reckless with the power. Our Elohim is about to endow us with a lot of power, but we cannot be reckless with that power. Go ahead.
Not rendering evil for evil,
Uh-huh.
or railing for railing.
Now, wait a minute. Now we got power to do it. Now, are you going to exercise it because you got the power to do it? Go ahead.
But contrariwise blessing, knowing that you are thereunto called, that you should inherit a blessing. For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips that they speak no guile. Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him speak peace and ensue it. For the eyes of the Adonai are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Adonai is against them that do evil. And who is he that will harm you, if you be followers of that which is good? And if you suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are you. And be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled.
Now, if you suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are you. That's not how we look at it. That is a perfectly unblemished spiritual sacrifice. See, there's one thing when we suffer for our own doings. When you suffer for righteousness' sake, that is a perfect spiritual offering. We get opportunities to offer up perfect offerings and turn the opportunity down. Go ahead, praise.
But sanctify the Adonai Elohim in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear, having a good conscience, that, whereas they speak evil of you, as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Yahshua. For it is better, if the will of Elohim be so, that you suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing.
Right. Evil-doing, we have no choice on that. Those are the things that we put out there. Those are the things that are going to return. But if we then take the suffering for things that we did not do wrong, now we have great sacrifices on our behalf. And nobody thinks they're going to need these extra points. But I'm trying to tell you, you don't remember everything that's in your book. I'm trying to told you. I'm trying to told you there's some things that you done forgot in that book. I'm trying to tell you. You're looking back at your life. You're looking at rearview mirror. But I'm trying to tell you, you can only see the things that's near in that rear. That stuff that you done got down the hill and turned, that stuff don't show up in your rearview mirror. So you don't forgot about that. So you don't think you need those extra points. But when them books get open, he gonna read everything on every hill, every valley, every curve, every dip. Then it's gonna be brought to your remembrance. And you're gonna remember those opportunities to get that extra credit that you turned down. Because you figured, you know what, my grade good enough. That's all that we're gonna do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.